Hi, my name's Nate Chai. I'm the director of Storywand and Incoming Thought. Joining me today is Marco Robert, international business turnaround expert. Hi, Marco.
Hey, Nate. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing fantastic. Now, we are having a little conversation just now, and you said, listen, I want to teach your viewers how to become mega successful entrepreneurs.
Absolutely right.
What's step one?
What's step one, right? That's kind of a funny thing. Actually, the reason why there's a step one is because there's a step two, there's a step three, there's a step four, right? One of my favorite sayings in the world is, excuse me, the camera just kind of flipped on me. So one of my favorite sayings in the world is life and business unfold on a gradient scale, right? So everybody wants to go to the top, right? You have a vision, you have some dreams, there's things that you want to achieve. That's awesome. But what's the next step? So when it comes to building a company, what I find is, a lot of people are starting out to become entrepreneurs, and they get really excited about sales or marketing, or if they more left brain, they want to streamline everything. They want to save money. That's not step one. Step one, if you previously were an employee, is you have to become an entrepreneur. That's step one. I call it upgrading your hardware. You see, if you were born in a family of employees and then you had a job, well, you've been running a software in your head that says, I want to be a good employee. We have to upgrade that. We have to change the way you think. So let me give you some examples, okay? And I know some of you are like, I don't want to do this. Of course you don't want to do this, right? It's hard work. It's not easy. But if you're watching this and then you've been trying to start a business, let's say for a month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 3 years or more, and then you're not seeing the results, I'm going to challenge you for a second. I'm going to challenge you to think that perhaps the reason is simply because you're running the wrong software. Nothing wrong with the hardware. You have the brain, everything is cool, but you're running the wrong software. So how do we upgrade the software? How do we upgrade and do what I call an entrepreneur tune-up? Step one. First, you have to understand that your brain does not want you to be an entrepreneur. Your brain has one single purpose, and that purpose is your survival. So there's 5 parts of your brains, and every single part, without going into a course on biology, every single part of your brain wants you to survive. So every time you want to start a business, you have to take some risks. You have to face some challenges. You have to take some new actions. You have to make some changes. All those things are freaking out your brain. Literally. Your brain is like, oh my God, I don't want to do these things. So you have to practice, stepping outside of your comfort zone a little bit. That's kind of step one. I call step one, expand your mind. So step outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Take some small risks. You don't have to start jumping off of airplane or bungee jumping, but take some small risk. When you go to the restaurant next time, instead of ordering the exact same food you always order, start ordering something else.
Change things up.
Just change things up. Just a little change in your life, When's the last time you spoke with someone who looked different than you? You're a liberal. Start talking with conservatives. You'll see they're not that bad people, right? You're a Caucasian. Most of your friends are probably just like you. Why don't you hang out with a black guy and a woman that's Chinese? You're a fervent Christian. Bravo. Why don't you speak with a Jew and a Muslim? See the world from a different perspective. Expand your mind. And start hanging out with people that already have what you have. When you rub shoulder with people, you start actually feeling like them. You start understanding and seeing the world through their eyes. So some of my best friends are billionaires.
So if I could just ask you a quick question, it sounds to me like, one, the biggest step you need to make if you're looking to become an entrepreneur is change your mindset.
That's the first step.
And the way that you do that is by learning perception.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perception and empathy.
Absolutely.
Why are perception and empathy so critical to being a successful entrepreneur?
Well, you see, what I'm trying to say is that you're reprogramming your brain. Your current perceptions are set to give you the results that you already get. You've already gotten those results. If you want to get new results, expand your world. See, the world out there is actually not that bad. That's what I mean by perceptions. Now, that's the first key of the entrepreneurial tune-up method. The second key is, now that you've expanded, now that you're working on expanding your mind, you need to expand your body as well. See, successful people have more energy. They have more stamina. Now, I'm not going to go into a course on that, but you can pick up any book or Google it. How do I get more energy? Basically, you have to eat better food and get rid of your toxins. So exercise, take a walk. That's as simple as that. But you have to have more energy.
When we talk about energy, are you also talking about emotional energy as well?
No, that's the first step, right? The first step was expand your mind. That's the emotional energy.
Okay.
The second step is your physical energy. Because the truth is this, and right? You're an entrepreneur. I mean, when you have a job, you go to work, you get there at 9, you leave at 5. When you're an entrepreneur, you start at 7 and you finish at 7, right? And sometimes you work weekends.
I never finished at 7.
Yeah, exactly, right? So my point is, you need to have more energy. If you have the same amount of energy as what I call normal, ordinary, average people, you will have the same kind of results as normal, ordinary, average people. And those used to do pretty good. If you look back in the 1950s, today, normal, average, ordinary people don't do that good anymore. So if you want to go beyond that, then you need to have a stronger mind, stronger body. Key number 3, know yourself. Discover who you are. See, scientists have studied this a lot. And what they can tell you is this. The person you are convinced that you are is actually nothing else than a reflection of the environment you grew up in.
What?
You're convinced this is who you are, right? Take the worst criminal in the world and then make him grow up in London in a richer family, and that kid is, instead of being in jail for, shoplifting at the age of 22, now that kid is actually studying at Oxford to become a lawyer, right? Just change the environment. We know that. So what do I mean by that? You are convinced that this is who you are. You need to really understand what's the life force inside of you. There's tons of classes. There's a Brit, actually, his name is Roger Hamilton, who came up with a brilliant idea. It's called wealth dynamics. So I invite people to actually go on and find out more about wealth dynamics. It's a great way to know more about yourself. There's Myers-Briggs, there's DISC, there's Strengths Finder. Actually, Strengths Finder is a great way. There's one called Strengths Finder for entrepreneurs. And it allows you to find out exactly what are your strengths when it comes to being an entrepreneur. So the point here is know more about who you really are. That's the third key. And then to finish quickly, the fourth key is know more about others. Successful people know people. They know psychology. They know how to influence people. They know how to lead. They know how to communicate with persuasion. They know how to guide people. They know how to have people do their bidding for them, right? So you have to study human beings. You will not be successful if you don't know how to motivate employees, how to bring up partners into your life, right? How to deal with vendors, how to deal with crisis. So I'm just going to summarize the 4 keys, right? Number 1, expand your mind. Get a stronger grasp on your emotion. Number 2, get a stronger grasp on your body. Have more stamina. Number 3, know yourself. Rediscover the person that you really are. And number 4, learn about human beings. And when you do those things, you will become part of a select pack of people that have really mastered the key elements of success. And those are the people who actually control the world of business.
I love doing interviews with public speakers because they basically do the whole thing for you. So that was just step 1. I know you have 6 more steps in the complete package of how to become a millionaire.
Yep.
Now, if our viewers want to get in contact with you and you're interested in working with Marco, how can they do that?
Well, they can just go on my website. My website is marcorobert.com. So that's MarcoRobert.com. Or I also have another page called CoachMarcoRobert.com. So you can just Google me. You'll find me. I'm everywhere.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nate.